RBB Morning Show, the coach, mentor, marketing, and social media strategist you need each and every morning. RBB, a live morning talk show that gives you the ability to get the coach you need, strategist you wish you could afford, social media manager and strategist, marketing strategist, project manager, certified OBM, VA, business startup strategist, profit strategist, web strategist, email funnel strategist, sales page strategist, PR strategist, time management, mindset, and overall business development strategist. We answer it all. With over 25 years of business experience, both in corporate and small business worlds, we really can answer it all.
Good morning, everybody. Happy Thursday. I'm so happy to be with you this morning. And yes, somebody asked me yesterday when I was on a live call with them, do you have a black eye? I have two black eyes. Yes, I have makeup on trying to cover it up. It doesn't cover it up. I don't know if you can other way. Right here. I'm so bad at the mirror.
You can tell right there, like where your sunglasses would go.
Yes, I'm short, and I was at a concert with people, and I got elbowed in the nose. So not hard or anything, just tall people, short people, nose level for elbows. Nothing big. Just this is not the first time this has happened. But oh man, my nose hurts today. Oh, well, I'll live. This will happen Friday night when I go to a concert too, because I'm short and I'm at elbow level. Fact of life.
It happens.
So today we're talking about why I love case studies and metrics as a marketer. I am, as for a reminder, I'm a business, marketing, and social media strategist. And without metrics and case studies, I suck at what I do. So if you're going to talk to a social media manager or strategist and hire one, and this is why I'm talking about this today, because I came across like 13 different threads yesterday and today. And no, I'm not kidding. I started counting, and that was after I had seen a few. So there's probably 20 threads talking about social media. Hiring a social media manager was a waste of money. Why hiring a social media strategist was a waste of money. Why marketing is a waste of money. You could DIY it. Well, I'm in the process of writing a social media tips book, an actual book for you people. And going through all of my own training, I got some of my course material out, all of that yesterday. And I'm going through it again and reminding myself, which I do often. This is why hiring a social media manager fails. Because you're not working with somebody who's paying attention to metrics in providing you case studies. When a client asks me, I don't provide case studies to all my potential clients because a lot of them don't understand them.
I want to pose a question really quick. Mm-hmm. If marketing was a waste of time, if social media strategists were a waste of time, and if social media managers were a waste of time, then how come all of the major corporations that are out there, every large business that is making hundreds of millions of dollars per year, why do they have a marketing department? Why do they have a digital marketing division? Why do any of these positions, career paths, degree paths exist if they were a waste of time and were not useful? I just want to throw that out there for the people in the back and the weirdos and all the Facebook groups that don't know diddly and are out here spreading dumb crap like this. I just want to pose that question.
Well, the reason why they're spreading dumb crap like this is there's a lot of people that say they do this stuff and they don't. And people aren't hiring people that know what they're doing.
Well, that's Facebook land. All that's the whole Facebook
absolutely.
Small business world. Anyway, that's the whole.
So, corporation I used to work for, 2 letters, computers. Their marketing department. They have 5 marketing professionals, 20 social media professionals, 50 forum professionals. In their department as of right now. I know 3 people that work for them still. And that's what they have on their marketing team. That does not include their graphic designers. That does not include their email marketing team. Their email marketing team is massive. Last I knew when I worked there, their email marketing team was like 15 people or something like that, which for they send out like emails every day of the week. They have 15 people that do this. So they invest, and their advertising budget for their marketing budget is like millions of dollars a month. And no, I'm not kidding.
So we can circle back to the original topic. I just wanted to pose that question because people don't think, like, if you're going into business, small business, yes, is a different level than a Fortune 500 company, but the structure remains the same. It's just on a smaller scale. So, like, I don't understand this. I have a hard time with the solopreneur, Facebook influencer.
So part of it is that DIY attitude. Bad marketing can cripple your business.
Yes.
And bad marketing, DIY marketing, is bad marketing most of the time. Sometimes people really understand who their ideal clients are.
Some people have a knack for marketing and they don't realize it, and it just happens to just be something they just get. Others do not.
I mean, and it's not just because I'm a marketing strategist, it's a social media strategist, people. Hire somebody, at least for a strategy. Hire somebody for a 1-hour consult. Get an idea.
So they can tell you what to do.
Because bad marketing, when I say it can cripple your business, I have walked into businesses and turned down clients because their marketing is so bad that the only way to recover is to do a complete rebrand. And we're talking, that takes a lot of time and effort. I talked to, I guess it was like 3 months ago now, somebody who owned a business. She sold products, and her branding was like offensive in some languages, and just bad. It was bad. It looked like a 2-year-old created. And I've talked about this a couple times. And she wanted to sell to high-end stores like Barney's in New York and things like that. And I'm like, you can't with your brand. You have to rebrand. Well, I like my brand. I don't care whether you like your brand. Does your potential client like your brand? That's what matters. And people need to remember that. And I've gone over that like 12 times this week already. And we're only on Thursday. But a good social media strategist, a good social media manager, a good marketing strategist is going to provide you metrics and case studies of what they've done in the past. Now, I don't provide this to every single client that asks to work with us because many of them don't understand case studies. And unless I know somebody's going to understand what I hand them, it's not worth my time and effort to hand it to them. A good case study is going to show your percentage increase in followers. It's going to show the percentage increase in engagement. It's going to show the sales that that person has gotten off of it. Now, we have 3 major case studies that we use a whole lot. And I'm actually grabbing them right now so I can go over them with you guys, because a good case study is so, so important as a social media manager, strategist, whatever you want to call it. So I have a travel industry client, and I provide them. This is what I provide them: social media strategy, SEO optimization, Pinterest strategy, Facebook ad strategy. They saw their results, and I can quantify this. I can give you I can't give you the reports, but I can give you this case study because I have the reports to prove it. 50% increase in their social media traffic, 75% increase in pages and post likes, 40% increase in sale due to things I posted. How do I know that? Because we had tracking in every single post, and we know how to track what were my posts versus what were their posts and where the traffic was coming from. I have a restaurant event venue that I do stuff for, and I continue to do stuff for. Social media strategy, social media content, social media management, and email marketing. 150% increase in their social media traffic. 100% increase in pages and post likes. 75% increase in reservations and meals eaten in their restaurant. How do I know? Because we created metrics to follow, and we created links for people to use and codes for people to use and key phrases. What ad did you see? that brought you into the restaurant, and it had a key phrase in there for them. There are so many ways that we hide stuff into these case studies and to these posting things to get people to drive traffic. We have another one, email funnels, email marketing, course launch strategy, 30% increase in open rates, 50% email list growth, 60% increase in digital product sales, because we had metrics and things to go by to track these things. This is what Gina and I have done and can prove it. Next time you're going to talk to a social media manager or strategist, whatever they're, a VA, social media VA, whatever they're going to call themselves. One, I don't have a lot of respect for anybody that calls themselves a social media VA. You're either know what you're doing or you're a VA who plays. And if you play, you're not worth hiring. I wouldn't hire a social media VA because it's not a professional. And I'm sorry for you VAs that do that. But when you call yourself a VA, you're detailing.
All you're doing, like when I hear I'm a social media VA, all I'm hearing is I give you all the crap that I have already done, all the work that I have already done, and all you're doing is uploading it for me, most likely into a scheduler, and watching my DMs. That's what I think that it is, and that to me is a waste of money. Sorry.
Yeah, and I think something that's really bad in our world, in the small business world, is that there's no clear indication of what these people do. I, again, would not hire a VA.
Nobody knows because they all follow the buzzwords. So, that's why everybody calls themselves a coach, because nobody can think for themselves and have any individuality. It's a herd mentality. So they're just like, whatever's the most popular and everybody is looking for. Like, remember there was like a boom where everybody was looking for an OBM for a little bit? Because OBM got really for whatever reason, I don't know where that trickled down from, but it got popular for 1 second because some major influencer said she hired one. So then everybody else thought they had to have one. So it's that sort of thing. I don't get it.
So be very careful who you're hiring. Make sure you're hiring somebody that's going to actually do anything for you. Because there is no point in hiring somebody that is going to post content you already wrote.
And
because if you're in need of that, then what you're doing isn't good enough. You should hire somebody that's going to do something different from you.
And here's where the metrics come into play, because it takes a little while of consistently doing something before you know if it's going to work. Just because a post you put out does not immediately make you 10 grand after you have been inconsistent, doesn't mean that the strategy is not working. It takes time. And the way that you know if it's working is if you're looking at your metrics. You can see growth. And if you can see it continuously continuing to grow and grow and grow and grow and grow. And then also the metrics are telling you what to do more of and what to do less of. It helps you refine it and tweak it. And if somebody that you have hired is not doing that and is not looking at that, then it's not good. And when we're going to hire someone, we ask for their results. We ask for their metrics. We ask for case studies. We want to see it. And that's what you should be doing too. And I'm a numbers person. It drives Danielle insane. I want the analytics. I want the numbers. I don't, and I mean the actual numbers, not the vanity metrics. I want the real stuff in the background that's actually telling us what's going on. Then you should too.
I hate numbers, and I rely on metrics for 90% of what I do as a marketer. And there's different kinds of metrics, and I'm not going through that, because if you don't know how to read them, then you need to take a lot of training to do it. That's not a discouragement. The training's out there. It's free. Just go learn. But metrics are so important. So important. And if you don't have a good brand strategy, or the current one you're using doesn't work, doesn't mean it's bad. It's just not working. It can take somebody like me a good 6 months to course correct. Did you just hear what I said? 6 months to course correct a failing or outright bad social media strategy. And that's with consistent daily posting, tweaking, knowing which way I have to head, recrafting your brand. So many pieces go with that. But 6 months. So anybody who's hiring a social media VA, social media strategist, manager, whatever they're going to call themselves, and expects results in 30 days or less, your expectations are bad. That's a bad level of expectation. Yeah. It can take. So with a new account, 3 months. So if you have a completely blank slate, no brand strategy, no nothing, that's actually a whole lot easier than course correcting something that's been done badly.
Here's the thing that I think a lot of people miss out on, and I want to point out this really important nugget. Time. Everything takes time. So if you're looking for a magic pill, if you're looking for something that's going to turn your stuff around in 30 days, if you're expecting anything to start like really clicking and working in less than 90 days, you're setting yourself up for disappointment.
You're also setting yourself up for failure, because anytime somebody tries to push something like that, they're doing something badly to try to push it. So there are only two ways to do well in the marketing world: time or money. And an ad strategy. So I've done this for a client, taken them from 0 to 25,000 followers and over 30% engagement in sales from her social media. To do that, we did that in 90 days.
How much money did you spend?
$1,500 a week.
Okay, hold up.
Now, that's for ads. And then she was paying me $2,500 a month.
So let's just do that math really quick. So how many days did you say that was?
90 days.
90 days. So that's 12 weeks. So we're already at 18,000 in ad spend. Then 2,500 times 3 is 7,500 plus 18,000. That is $25,500 to do that. So she essentially paid $1 a follower.
But it was very important for her to get to that point.
And she spent the money to do it.
Now, I've had other clients who have $100 a month ad spend and pay me $500 a month for what I do for them. And it takes, so the last one, let me look at my metrics, because yes, I have them, and I have them sitting right here in a folder. So particular client, it was a restaurant. $100 a month in ad spend, $500 a month for social media management. They still wrote their content. They actually did a fairly good job writing their content. I just tweaked things, did a hashtag strategy for them. And it took us 16 months to grow their following by 80%.
So we're not saying this to discourage you guys. We're actually telling you this to help you have realistic expectations. And also this will help you decide, do you really want to do this or not? Because this is a commitment. When you decide that you want to build a company and you want it to be a life-changing company, it is a commitment. You are marrying this company, you're marrying it. And then if you have a business partner, you're marrying them too. Like, you're marrying their spouse, like everybody is getting intertwined, and you have to stick with it. This is not to discourage you. This is very real world information, not the fluffy feel good crap. You just hustle and you'll get it thing. If you don't have the money to start with, don't let that discourage you either. Just know it's going to take a little longer, and be okay with that, because now you have to fund. So when you're in startup and you don't have $25,000 to invest in the marketing that Danielle did for that one person, be okay. Like, know that, okay, I need to raise that money. You know, that's what you're doing when you're working. Everything you should be investing back in yourself, and cut yourself some slack, but stop expecting yourself to go from $0 to $100,000 overnight because, you know, somebody that's a law of attraction expert told you that you could. Like, set yourself up with the expectation, go up the ladder of believability and work for it, but be committed. Be committed. That's really where it comes from. Because if you're like, oh, I don't want to do all that, then that right there should tell you maybe I don't want to own my own business.
Or so it comes down to, it either takes mega elbow grease or money to increase your business. Good morning, Tiffany. Happy to have you here.
Good morning, Tiffany.
We're having a very good.
We're having a very good morning.
She's very pretty. I like her picture. So you have to put the time and effort in. And if you don't know what you're doing, you're going to hurt your business. Hire somebody.
In your heart, you're going to hurt yourself too. Think about that.
I see so many women struggling with their mental health because they have failed at doing their business because they haven't invested where it needs to be. And investment doesn't always equal money. It could equal you take all of the training and get yourself ready to be your own marketer. That means you're not working on your business when you're doing that, though. So you have to be prepared for, where are you going to spend your time? Where are you going to spend your money? And where are you going to invest? Because a good case study, a good set of metrics, you should be doing that for yourself. Even if you're doing all your own stuff, you don't hire anybody, you should be providing your own metrics and using yourself as a case study for what you do for your own business. Because how do you know you're growing? How do you know you're improving? How do you know what you're doing is working well?
Growth is not only attached to, growth is not just monetary. And the other thing is, you guys, I'm telling you guys all this, I am the most impatient person on the planet. I have zero patience, and I try very, very hard. I really do. Danielle can tell you, I try very hard to have patience, but I don't do good with it. So I am telling you this as the most impatient person on the planet that wants to instant download things once I think of them. So like, if I'm telling you this and I'm telling you just have to stick with it, you've got to believe me. Because trust me, if I could reach up and pull it out of a cloud's butt, I would. That's how impatient I am.
Gina is mega impatient.
I am so impatient. And that's, Danielle and I talk about it all the time. And I tell her, I'm like, I know I'm asking you a lot of questions. I'm trying to keep rechecking myself. But that's why we laugh about sales all the time. This is why I know that I am terrible at sales. I'm good at marketing, not so good at sales. And it's because I don't have the patience to close. That's it. I just don't have the patience to close. And I know it. And I know that about myself. So I avoid it like the plague. because knowing that about my personality means that I would sabotage it. And you should be that self-aware also. But numbers are your friend. Don't stick your head in this. Okay, so I'm going to, just for all the people, I'm going to use a woo comparison, Danielle, because I was immersed in that for a little bit, so I can use this. So for you guys that are out there that are constantly learning about money mindset and money manifestation, one of the big things that all of the people out there tell you about this sort of thing is being very aware of your numbers and being very aware of your money and not sticking your head in the sand and ignoring it like an ostrich. Like, you're supposed to pay attention to it and give it the respect it deserves, give it somewhere, give it a job, give it somewhere to flow to, all of those things that they say, like when you're trying to manifest a dollar amount, you should sit down and list out to the penny how you would spend it, all of that stuff. Same thing with your business numbers, because your numbers are the health of your company. It's not just monetary. So you cannot stick your head in the sand and ignore it and poke and hope and say, well, nothing's working or my business isn't growing, when probably you're doing much better than you actually realize. And you're doing yourself a disservice because you're so focused on the monetary. And again, we know nobody's here to do this for free. Everybody's here to make money. But it will take time to build there. But you cannot stick your head in the sand and ignore it. Because how can you fix it? How can you see where there are probably nudges or, like the signs? They're probably all right there of what you should do, and you're too busy ignoring it because you want to be a millionaire in 5 minutes.
Or you're too busy, working on your business to work in your business. And unfortunately, as a business owner, this is something that is a struggle for all of us. I mean, There isn't somebody that this isn't a struggle for. Even CEOs of Fortune 500s still have a little bit of this issue. So it's everybody. You have to invest as much time in your business as you're doing on your business, working on client work, making money. So think about that. If you have to put 40 hours of client work in a week, you have to at least put that much.
So that's
and I'm going to tell you, it's probably, I'm going to tell you, you're probably more like 60 or 70 hours working in your business.
Yeah, because there's so much that goes into it. Like, I swear, it's like a gremlin that you fed after midnight. I don't get it. Like, every time I think that we're getting caught up or that everything's cool, I look up and I'm like, where did all this come from? What happened? And that is business. That's just the way that it goes. It really is like a gremlin you fed after midnight, and you got to be okay with it. Be good to your mogwais. That's all I got to say.
You have to invest that much time in every one of those things. If you are not going to invest in hiring an expert, somebody who actually knows what they're doing, then you are going to have to become an expert. And it takes 10,000 hours to become an expert.
Be okay with it. Be okay
of 10,000 hours.
So if you're going to make that decision, be okay with your decision.
I don't go through all of these telling you what a marketing strategist does, what I have to do my job. I tell you this so that if you are going to hire somebody, you hire a good person and not somebody you're going to waste money on, or that you know where you have to look to start learning. This is not meant as a discouragement. It's meant to give you the advice you need to go.
It's meant to equip you. It's not meant to discourage. It's meant to equip. So perspective shift. Don't get your panties in a twist thinking that we're telling you that you can't do something. That is not the case. We are equipping you.
You need to invest in every single one of those things in order to move ahead. And you have to, as a business owner, if you aren't going to hire somebody, you have to become a marketing strategist. If you aren't going to hire somebody, you have to become a social media strategist. There are two different things. We'll have to become
another day.
Email marketing strategist. You have to be, and you have to.
You gotta,
if you're not going to hire somebody. So I hope that you take this as this is what you need to learn how to do, or you need to hire somebody to do it. And this is who you should hire. And this is what you should look for when you hire somebody, instead of these 20 plus threads that I've seen over the last 24 hours.
Stay out of Facebook groups, y'all. Like, here, let me I just want to put this. I'm just going to say this. If you're going to be in a Facebook group, take every single thing that you're seeing with a grain of salt. Every last bit of it. And then go do your own research. Verify. Go do your own research, because I will tell you, Facebook groups are great for like, if that's where your ideal client is hanging out, then they're a great place to go. But they can be very, very, very poisonous, because they're definitely a place to spread gossip and misinformation. So just be smart. Be smart. Do your own research. These people don't know any more what they're talking about than you do. So keep that in mind. Everybody in these groups and all of this stuff is faking it until they make it. Most of them think that now they're an expert because not everybody. Most think that they are, because they are 3 steps ahead of somebody, that they are more than qualified to teach. And that is not the case. So just be smart. Ask the hard questions. If you come to somebody like Danielle asking the hard questions, she'll answer them, not be annoyed, and can back up what she's saying. So,
and if I can't answer them, I'll be honest with you and say, well, that's not something I've ever done before. I'm willing to learn. I have 25 years of business experience. I think I could learn this, but it's not something I know. And we have a client that when I first started, I didn't know how to handle 2 of the things for her. And I said, well, I don't know how to do these. I could give you a discounted price and I'd be willing to learn them. And then I put myself through the certification process to learn what it was she wanted me to learn. She has now been a client for 2.5 years. Be honest. If you don't know how to do something, be honest. That's huge. So I'm going to wrap up today. Have an amazing, amazing Thursday. I'm writing a new book for you guys today. I'm going to finish this off today. I'm determined I'm going to finish it off today.
We're on this now.
I love creating content. So I'm creating more content. So I can't wait to release this to you guys. We're going to have a whole series of books coming out. I have about 250 ideas for books, ebooks that I'm going to be doing and publishing over the next
however long it takes her to turn them out.
Yeah, it's going to take me a while. But I can't wait to share them with you guys. You guys have an amazing day. Remember to rise, become, and be in your business. Have a great one, everybody.
RBB Morning Show, the coach, mentor, marketing, and social media strategist you need each and every morning.